If you play scissors, you have less chance of winning. Statistically, women play scissors more than other shapes because it is a simple gesture. So instead, always play rock as your first move because you have a 35% greater chance of winning. But if your opponent plays paper, then you do a triple round. If you play scissors, you have less chance of.
If the cow eats blueberries, could the milk come out purple? You see, milk is composed of 90% water. The rest is made up of lactose, fat, and protein, and this causes its white color. So if a cow eats 39mm bullets, it could become a Kalashnikov automatic rifle. If the cow eats blueberries,
If you set a giant sticky trap, can you run fast enough to get over it? This type of trap is used to catch mice or cockroaches and is incredibly effective given its stickiness and the weight of the animal. A person of average weight would need to run at around 90 miles per hour, but as soon as if you set a giant sticky trap,
if you took out all the bones in your body and replaced them with a Lego skeleton, could you still walk? Removing the bones from your body is technically possible, but you would look like my bulldog's nuts. However, if you managed to replace them with a Lego skeleton, you probably wouldn't even be able to stand up. If you took out all the bones in your body, this bullet is illegal in all states of the world because due to its strange, sharp spiral design, it is able to expand, taking the shape of a petal. This happens after impact with a tissue or object, increasing its perforation capacity and lethality. The manufacturer of this bullet stopped making them in 2000 because they discovered that by shooting someone in the ass, it began to spin like a spiral. This bullet is illegal in all states. Draw a line across a circle, then add a ball that will move across it back and forth. Keep adding lines, cutting the circle into a pie. Next, add a moving ball to each line. Each ball starts at a different angle, following its own path. But when they all move at once, a spinning circle appears inside, even though each ball moves in a straight line. If you add candles, you could summon Mr. Draw a line across a circle. In a straight line. If you add candles, you could summon Mr. Draw a line across a circle. In 1934, a man was stung by a bee. This caused severe and intense pain, but the bee did not intend to sting the man voluntarily. It just In 1934, when an ostrich sticks its head in your ass, you might think it's a defense method to hide from predators. But in reality, it's probably just making a simple check for its Clash of Clans village. When an ostrich sticks its head, if you step on a bear trap, the jaws will snap shut with over 600 pounds of force, instantly crushing bone and tearing through muscle. But here's what to do to remove it. You'll probably scream, but don't panic. If you step on a bear, when you fart, your body creates kinetic energy and heat. And when you sneeze, you create just as much energy. But can you do it at the same time? When you do either of these actions, both involve your abdominal muscles. So you can do a snart, but you can also do a screenshot and be paralyzed. When you fart, your body creates kinetic If you fire a bullet at an ancient iron helmet, most people might think that it would stop the impact. But these types of helmets were designed to stop weapons, such as swords, preventing the person from being cut by the sharp blade. So if you shoot an iron helmet at a giant bullet, it will surely be able to stop it. If you fire a bullet, is there any chance of survival if a person is sucked into an aircraft engine? Firstly, you have to stay absolutely calm. Is there any chance of survival if a person is... This simple banana worth millions of dollars, have you ever wondered why? Well, maybe you might think it has something special to make it stay intact all the time, but actually it doesn't. You see, if you try to do the same thing by sticking it on your phone, you have double the chance of being robbed by a fucking monkey. This simple banana worth millions of dollars, have you ever... Falling from the world's tallest skyscraper can send you to an impact speed of 130 kilometers per hour in just 13 seconds, giving you no chance of survival. Falling from the send you to an... If your nuts are itching, you probably just have a hungry LeBron James who simply must have thought he was on a mega fried chicken wing. So, if you want to solve... If your nuts are itching, you probably just have a... If you're using a vacuum cleaner and suddenly you get stuck in it, it's gonna suck you in until you dry out and convulse. That's not a good way to use a vacuum cleaner. If you're using a vacuum... Do you know how babies are really born? You're probably thinking of the traditional method we all know, but it's really not. You see, if you want to have a baby in no time, all you have to do is put in the microwave. Tomato sauce, triple-speed screwdriver with double battery, baby oil, a cow for milk, and finally a Pignani 512 Stradale. After 3 minutes, you should have a result like this. Do you know how babies are really born? Pignani 512 Stradale. After 3 minutes, you should have a result like this. Do you know how babies are really born? If you want to grow your abs faster, stop doing ab exercises using only your body weight. Instead, add high-performance motor oil to your protein shake and do these exercises: reverse plank, the tape line, and the most important, the French baguette. If you want to grow your abs faster, the head is closed without giving you a chance to escape, and a sharp blade is placed above the machine. The executioner holds the rope tightly, and it is connected to the blade. When it is released, the blade falls on the victim's neck. That was supposed to be the idea, but the worst part of the trap is the head is closed without giving you a chance.
If you bubble wrap the Earth, can you save it from a meteor? A meteor large enough can be several miles in diameter and travel at tens of miles per second. To wrap Earth in bubble wrap, you would need many tons of it. But that's not the only problem. Bubble wrap is too satisfying when popped, so it's practically impossible to If you bubble wrap the Earth, if everyone farted at the same time, you might think it would create a global fart explosion, but is that really the case? A single person's fart can actually contain traces of flammable gas, but for something to actually happen, everyone would have to be in one place on Earth, and their farts would cause the Earth's rotation to increase, causing everyone to age faster and die. If everyone farted at the same time, you might think it would create a global fart explosion, but is that really the case? A single person's He licks the buttons on the controller that control the movements in the game, which means he only uses his tongue to play. When he was a child, he fell off his bike and his body was paralyzed except for his tongue. Now he uses it to control the movements in the game. Unfortunately, this technology has arrived in the "yo, what the fuck" kind of game. He licks the button. If you use cotton swabs to clean your ears, be careful. Many people use cotton swabs without knowing how dangerous they can be. Not only can they cause infections, but when you use a cotton swab, you push the earwax deeper into the ear, which can cause pain. Instead, use a flak 18 to 3688 mm. If you use cotton swabs,
When you flip a coin, most people believe they have a 50-50 chance of getting heads or tails. But in reality, this is not the case. When you flip a coin, you have a 49% chance of getting either side. You may wonder what the remaining 2% is. Well, that small percentage is nothing more than... When you flip a coin, most people...
which came first, the chicken or the egg? Some people say the egg because it already existed in the time of the dinosaurs, and others say the chicken, born from a mutation in a semi-chicken egg. But if the egg created the chicken and the chicken created the egg, then who started it all? Actually, it came first.
Stephen Hawking with double miniguns and nuclear rockets.
Which came first,